Now we're ready for the fun part. Everything you've done up to this point has been the hard part. Now you get to have some fun. The first thing you do is get your black poster board, and then you take all your red pieces that you cut out and put them back together as a puzzle and lay it on your black poster board. Then you decide what is the positive. The positive is the person. And decide if you want to flip over the positive or the negative on this side. It's easiest to pick up the background or whatever is taking up the corners, and in this case for me it's the background, and to take that up and to flip it. Now, since my figure had a crossover, I'm going to have a very difficult time moving this, but I will get it flipped sooner or later. Turn it over, lay it down. Now I think she got flipped here. You won't, if you don't have a crossover, you won't have this sort of thing happening. But if you do have a crossover, which is one body part on top of the other body part, you'll have to work with it, but it'll all fall in place just like that. Then take any other part that needs to go to the other side, bring it over, then go back and get any parts that need to come over here to help define your figure. To glue, you want to flip your piece over, and I already have the glue down here, but I'm going to show you where I put it. Put your glue around the edges and put them around the edges on the inside. You just want a thin amount of glue. You don't need it real thick. If it's thick, when you go to flip it back over and put it in place, it will come out, and then you'll have shiny edges. I have a little bit coming out right here, so before that dries I want to lift that up because I don't want shiny edges. I want to get it all nice, and I want it flat, but I want no edges of glue showing. Okay, so now I just pick up the rest, do the same thing, glue edges, and place it back down again. As you work, you may find that you have glue sticking out, so I've got a baby wipe that I've just wetted down a little bit because it was sort of dry, and I'm going around and I'm cleaning up the glue that's popped out. And you may want to do that to keep from getting those shiny edges, but it's going to be fairly impossible. Once glue is down on there, you've got an edge. Another thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to have to put your whole project underneath a book, because even though you get your pieces all in place, they're going to want to curl up on you. Okay, here's a piece. You can see there's obviously way too much glue there, so clean it up the best you can. Another thing that if you put your pieces down and when you go to flip them, these pieces get out of shape and you don't know where they go, glue the pieces that you flipped over, the negative spaces, the large space, and go back and use the edges. This part got all messed up. I didn't know where it was supposed to go. So I looked at where this went and I lined this up so it was approximately the same distance. Then I looked at how wide the distance was here and made this distance about the same. So I had this board and I knew where it went, which led me to where this went. I came back and I looked at how the foot related to the bottom of the easel, and when I went over to this side I lined the foot up. And of course, since this hand relates to the easel, I had to have this hand relate to the easel. So by going back and forth, even though all these pieces went askew, I was able to find where they're supposed to go. Now I'm doing that again. I have this piece. Is it supposed to be over here? Is it supposed to be over there? I have to look at this side to figure out where it fits on this side, and it's approximately in the middle. And if I look at this edge and bring it straight down, it comes to the middle of the brush. So I want to bring this side over to the middle of the brush, so it looks like I'm going to have to move this over a little bit. And you keep doing those sort of things, checking one side against the other side, and you'll end up getting everything lined up where it's supposed to be. To finish it overnight, I'm going to lay this plastic bag down. The reason for that is so that nothing sticks, because I'm going to lay a couple of books, my trusty old dictionary. You can see it's been used lots and lots and lots, and I'm going to put that there, and this will stay overnight, and in the morning everything should be nice and flat and ready for you to see. And now for the great unveiling. It won't look any different than it did yesterday, except that it'll all be dry and it will be flat. And there it is.